Hey folks, it's Eric on the streets of Mexico once again, and this is a major life update. I haven't posted a video like this on this channel since the start of my journey in Mexico, almost 2 months ago. A month and a half ago, let's say. So it's the 6th of December, and basically I'm giving you a life update because I'm leaving Mexico on Friday. And I'm gonna spend 3 days in Belgrade, Serbia, where I normally live before I go on my next adventure out of Europe. So 3 days at the place where I've mostly lived over the last few years. So where am I going after that? I'll tell you in a bit, but let me reflect on my time in Mexico. I've mostly been in this town, which is Tulum, and I've very much enjoyed my time. I've got a really good routine going on here. I also have been in Playa del Carmen. I've also been in Merida. My parents came to visit me for 9 days. Some other friends from Toronto came to visit me on certain days, and the last month or so has basically been filled with that, which is really good because I don't have to go to Canada this year because I saw my family, saw some of my dearest friends, and I don't have to go. So yeah, I got in a good routine here. Got lots of mental space, and that's why I haven't been posting on this channel much, because, well, mental space is super important, and I'm getting ready to sort of restart my life next year. And yeah, coming here to Mexico for a few months sort of felt like I was in limbo. I like it here. I've got a good lifestyle here. I met people here who I like hanging out with. There's a great bar and some nice restaurants. One bar with live music where I really like the vibe, but everything's sort of just pointed towards what's next in my life. And so let's cut to the chase. Ever since I got here to Mexico, I was feeling the call to go to Thailand. And so I made a major life decision that I'm gonna change my primary base residence to Thailand from Serbia next year, meaning that I'm gonna be spending more time in Thailand than in Serbia starting next year. It's something that I feel in my soul. Intuition is pulling me there. I haven't been there since May 2020 when I got out of there after the lockdowns and stuff like that. And the first time I went to Thailand was 4 years ago in November 2017, and it's been a thing in my life ever since. You know, back in, let's say the early 2000s, 2002 until 2000, and until I moved to Serbia, it became like this sort of thing where I really missed Serbia a lot, and until I lived there full time, yeah, it was like that. But over the last 4 years, I started having that sort of excitement, because I grew a lot as a human being living in Serbia and traveling in other places in Europe. And I started feeling that way in Asia, that I was taking the next steps, in my life when I was there, and that I was opening up parts of myself that I wanted to explore more from the culture there and from the possibilities of being there, possibilities of being me and whatever I am culturally there. And over the last little while, Serbia's sort of felt a little bit stagnant. There's some stuff in my life there, mostly the music scene and the dating scene, that I don't think is a good match for me and my ambitions. Meaning that I don't think it's possible to fully incubate the musical project that I want to have there, and the sort of musical local performances that I want to have there. Doesn't seem possible in Belgrade. And the sort of romantic relationship or relationships that I want to have seems less possible in Belgrade. And just the overall cultural climate that I got so used to being there in Serbia, that I'm really sensitive to a lot of the Serbian cultural things, and I understand a lot of these things that people hate about living there, that makes them want to get out to places like Canada, which I've largely managed to bypass with this internet company that I built, which is super successful now, by the way, and going really well. But we won't talk much about that because it's just going really well, and I'm really happy about it. And I've done the thing. It's there, it works, it's growing with less and less effort for more and more growth for me. So yeah, Thailand. Why Thailand? I don't know, it's just got a magic for me. It's hard to explain it. I mean, I did look at some locational astrology, and there are some really favorable lines going through Thailand for me. And it basically just means like I need to set up a base there and start living there. And also, I need to focus on creating a local experience, because being a musician, I can tell you that being a singer on stage, singing your own songs to a crowd of people who are dancing and screaming and really feeling emotions to your beat and your chords and your voice and your message, that's better than being the founder or CEO or managing director or owner of a company that, you know, is bringing in some 7 figures per year income. That's better. The musical experience is better, but it was always so fleeting. It was always like so much energy goes to find the band members, practice the songs, travel to the places, book the gigs in the first place, travel to the places, all that sort of stuff. But the magic was there, and the magical moments I can never forget. So I need to go back there because nothing compares. I can't go and be a normal person in a bar because I'm used to going and being a performer in a bar and rocking people's asses and making a vibe, being the temporary tribal leader of a room of people and all that sort of stuff. So I need to go back there. But I don't want to go through the hassle of constantly touring around. And one thing that really has made me feel a similar vibe to that performance thing is my participation in yoga classes, you know, various sort of gatherings where people get together to connect with each other outside of the context of bars and alcohol and all that sort of stuff. I felt a similar sort of feeling, connection from doing that exercise, doing that work of yoga and all that related stuff and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, the remote working thing has been really great. And, but as a digital nomad, there's this lack of community. There's a certain loneliness that comes from not being tied down to a certain place. So my next thing is I'm gonna start making what I call cultural centers, which is aided by the internet, aided by the online community that I'll set up, aided by the powers of the internet and the powers of people to express themselves on it, to make people aware of their projects, their personalities and all this sort of stuff, but to focus also on bringing them together in a space that focuses on health, wellness, nutrition, building community, building individual success, improving your life, improving the lives of others, and enjoying a nice evening of stuff like live music, enjoying a nice morning of stuff like a yoga class and all that sort of stuff. So it's a cultural center idea. There'll also be food, sometimes alcohol, maybe not all the time alcohol, maybe after 5 p.m. I don't know. Still working out the details, but yeah, I don't want to say too much because it's still not an idea that has been born. It's kind of embryonic, but I've been working on it for a while. But you know, the major switch is actually like that it really needs to be focused on offline experiences rather than online. Online can facilitate offline experiences. So yeah, that's the magic. I guess this is the song of the outro, and I'll tell you guys more, but I'm going to Thailand, and that's the next step. I'll still be in Europe from May until I don't know when, September, something like that. But my main next step is to set up a base in Thailand because that's what my soul says that it wants. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.